Hello, hello, hello. It is Cassandra Terry, your manifesting miracle maker. And we are, if you're in the US Central Time, about halfway through our Monday, Manifesting Mondays. We always talk about manifestation on Mondays. And since your day is halfway done, how is it going? How is your mindset? Mindset is what we talk about on Mondays because it takes the right mindset to manifest the things that you are interested in having. And today we're specifically going to talk about three characteristics of a positive mindset. So give me just a moment to see how people are joining. Hello, Lillian. Thank you for joining. I see you guys coming in on Facebook as well. Hi, Sonia. Thanks for joining. Always good to see you. How's the music? Is it a little loud? It sounds a little loud on my end. I can turn it down if it's a distraction. You guys let me know. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and I can adjust the music accordingly. But in the meantime, what it is that we want to talk about is mindset, and specifically three characteristics of a positive mindset. All right, so I see I'm thinking, Lillian, I can't tell if that's a wave or a thumbs up, but hopefully the music is not distracting. Y'all let me know if it is, and I'll turn it down. Um, but let's jump in. I'm actually multitasking quite a bit today, which is not one of my favorite things to do. I like to focus in. Good afternoon, Bridget. Thank you for joining. But on Mondays, usually I do my lives first thing in the morning. So 7:15 in the morning, Central Daylight Time. But on Mondays, I have a work meeting at that time. So I've opted to do them at noon. So my brain is switching from the job mode to M3 mode. And so that's a little bit of a transition. But I do want to talk to you guys today quickly about three characteristics of a positive mindset and how you can use those to reset yourself whenever you need to, and how cultivating those will keep you where you need to be to move towards having the life that you desire. Mindset is huge, and so we start our week every week with our focus on mindset, and then we pick up different topics throughout the week, but we want to start where it all begins, and that's our internal thinking. You can see, if you're actually looking right below my name, it says the voice within wins. And that is something that I believe wholeheartedly. So much so that I've built my entire training and coaching program around that belief. The voice within wins. We can have the best ideas, we can build the best plans, we can have it all figured out on paper, and it looks great. But going from planning to implementation, that's where a lot of us are. We lose it, we lose that momentum, and we get back to old habits. And when we stop to peel back the layers and wonder why that is, it's mindset. It's how we think about ourselves. It's what we think about ourselves. Do we believe that we're capable of having that thing that we keep setting a goal about? Do we believe that we deserve that life that we dream so much about? If you don't believe it, if you don't believe that you're capable, if you don't believe that you're deserving, your thoughts and actions are going to align, and you'll never do the work. You will never do the work to get it. So that's why we start every week trying to focus on how we're thinking and getting our mindset in shape, because that's what's going to set us up to win the day, to win the week, and ultimately drive us to the life that we desire. So, three characteristics. Characteristic number one is optimism. What is optimism? Optimism means that overall, you're willing to try because you assume that your effort is going to pay off. If you put in the effort, you'll get something good in return. Where the opposite of that pessimism means, you just figure things aren't going to go right anyway. So why try? Why even bother? It's not going to work out in my favor. If you have that mindset, you are 100% correct, because you're not going to try in the first place. And the guaranteed way to lose is to not try in the beginning. You're not going to win a race that you don't run. And if you're in a pessimistic mindset, will keep you from getting in the game. It will keep you from running. It will keep you from trying. So optimism, characteristic number one, you want to be the person who believes that it's going to all work out for your good. Put good effort in, you're going to get good results out. What goes in comes out. Back in the olden days, I'll date myself, when computer programming was really taking off, you would hear people say garbage in, garbage out, meaning the output, what you're going to get from that program can only be as good as the quality of of the information that you put in the first place. So when you're optimistic, you believe that if you put in quality, you're going to get back good results. Where the pessimist doesn't believe it matters. I can work hard, I can do all the right stuff, things aren't going to work out for me in either way. So it's good for you to really listen to your thoughts. What's your first thoughts when things don't go well for you? Do you Is that just confirmation of what you expected in the first place? If it is, it's okay. That's a data point. That's a place where you know you can do some work. You can improve your mindset, and in doing so, improve how you move forward in the world. Real life example just today. There was something that I have been working towards probably for about 3 weeks. In the runnings, it was looking good, then things slowed down, but I was hopeful right up until I got the thanks, no thanks letter today. Not going to work out. This is not going to unfold the way I wanted it. There's no way that we experience any sort of rejection, because that's what it all feels like when things don't go our way, rejection or failure. Your initial response may be something not so positive. You feel sad, you feel bad, you feel disappointed. That's okay. Those are just feelings. But what do you do with those feelings, and how long do you allow them to stick around? I immediately started to talk to myself, and I said, oh, well, I guess that wasn't for me. That wasn't the right thing for me. There's something better. And not only that, I began to speak that life over myself, but people close to me that I shared with them that it didn't work out the way I expected, the way I desired, were saying the same thing. Oh, well, that means God has something bigger for you. Immediately, that was the response. Immediately. That's the mindset that I want. Those are the types of people that I want around me. That's what I want in my corner. It's okay to have a pity party every now and then, but it needs to be a quick one. Allow your emotions to be what they are, honor them, and then start to look at the solution. What does this mean next? What should I do next? What's the next step? Immediately, I was telling myself, when one door closes, another one will open. And guess what? It wasn't even 20 minutes. Wasn't even 20 minutes before I was being called into another opportunity, bigger opportunity, something that aligns beautifully with my skill set. And I'm all excited all over again. We'll see how things unfold, because I believe wholeheartedly that what is for me, and that no one can have what's mine. So if I didn't get something, it wasn't mine to start with. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't the thing that was for my greater good. I believe that. And that's my mindset. That mindset allows me to maneuver disappointments. And it also allows me to remain hopeful and expect good things to come. If you're operating from that mindset, you will be okay no matter what. You're not a prisoner to your external circumstances, because we can't control them. I can't control decisions that other people make. I can't control how you receive what I say and what I don't say. I don't know how much time you guys have spent on this side of these types of calls, but I can see people joining and leaving the entire time that I'm talking. If I focus on the numbers going down, I could lose my train of thought. I could get so consumed. Well, maybe I'm not saying the right things. Maybe people aren't connecting. But I told myself a long time ago that if just one person gets something out of what I've said, it was time well spent. If it resonates with one person, sometimes that one person may be me. There have been times when I've been on these lives and I've been talking and I've had an epiphany. Something has come together for me. Time well spent. So I can't focus on this many people are listening, these many people are responding. If I try to control all of that or get consumed with it, I'll never be authentic. I'll never give you the messages that I believe that I'm here to share. I'll be more focused on the numbers. The numbers will take care of themselves. If I show up, if I do what I have been destined to do, if I share the information that I need to share, my job is done. The rest of it will align as it is supposed to align. I believe that. And that type of mindset keeps me from being too rigid, too concerned, keeps me from bouncing all over the place and being on an emotional roller coaster. My focus is on whether or not I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And as long as I feel like I'm doing that, I trust that the rest will align as it should. So, optimism, number one, believe that things are going to work out for you. Believe that you deserve the good things in life. Be optimistic and watch how your mindset shifts and you're able to handle the good as well as the bad news. And then the second thing is acceptance. That's another characteristic of a positive mindset. Acknowledging that things don't always turn out how we want them to, but learning from our mistakes. I don't know about you guys, but I am 100% convinced that I learn so much more when things don't go my way than I do when they do. We don't put a lot of thought into why we're successful. We don't put a lot of thought into why things are working and going along smoothly. But when we hit a bump in the road, if we're wise, that's when we stop and we dig in and we go, I turned left, maybe I should have turned right. I wouldn't have run into this wall if I'd slowed down a little bit sooner. We have to stop and think about what we can learn from any situation that doesn't unfold the way we expect it. That's a growth mindset. That's a positive mindset. A growth mindset does not despise mistakes. A growth mindset does not hide failure. Failure is what you should expect if you're really stretching yourself. If you're really trying to do and grow, you are learning. So things are not always going to go as you thought they would. So, what did you learn from that? What's the lesson? How do you incorporate that lesson into your life? So, what do you do differently the next time around? Those are the conversations that a person with a positive mindset has with themselves and has with others. Can you imagine someone walking up to you all distraught because they failed? They tried something and it didn't work the way they wanted to, and they're just emotionally obliterated. They're sad, they're disappointed. And instead of you either one getting down there and being sad with them, or sometimes we can be our own worst enemies and we really say the wrong thing at the wrong time and start the way you should have did this and you should have did that, and you make people feel even worse. We don't want to kick a dog when it's down. But what if when they showed up, you say, oh wow, this is a great opportunity to learn. What can we learn from this? What if when your child fails? Because I don't really believe that much in failure. We either succeed or we learn. If you adopt that mindset, can you imagine the pressure that you take off yourself, the pressure that you take off your kids, the pressure that you take off the people that you lead on your job or in whatever your vocation is? Just think about that. Now if they know that's what they're going to get from you, they're ready for a conversation. They're ready to talk to you about what went wrong so that together you can collaborate and you can learn and you can adjust your plans and get better, get stronger, have a chart a better course. But that's typically not what we do. When we see things not working, we want to hide that. If I failed, that's the last thing I want to talk about. That's the last thing I want to look at. I'm not sharing my failure with other people. How much failure do you see on social media? If you looked at social media, you would believe that everybody's life is perfect all the time. It's not. That's a snapshot. We can't even see the chaos that's happening right off screen. All of us. If you look behind me, I've got a robe thrown across on the sofa, a pen, and a notepad, and there's something on the floor. My blanket's on the floor. This looks nice and clean and put together. That's because this is where I film. But right off camera is where I work. And I was wrapped up in my blanket with my laptop on me and my pen and my paper, and I was just doing my thing. So when I got ready to take a step away from work for a few minutes, I walked to the other side of the room, sat down in my little clean area where I film, and I left my little chaos behind. It's waiting for me. I'm getting right back under that blanket and getting back to work as soon as I finish this live. But it looks so different there than it does here. That's reality. But you don't hardly see, you rarely see that. You see this little frame with as much perfection in it as possible. That's what the world shows you. That's not reality. Where I'm learning and where I'm growing is over there in that mess, because I'm figuring out things to help my team and to help myself in what we're working on this week. We're all that way. When we roll up our sleeves and we get busy and get into it, it can be messy. But are you learning something from your messy situations? If you are, it's time well spent. Learn from those situations. Learn when things don't go your way. And then you adjust. You incorporate that learning into your plans. And now your plans are more solid. And you keep going along with your plans until you hit the next bump. And then you dig in and you learn from that. And you adjust and you keep going. That's how life really is. That smooth sailing thing where everything's pristine and perfect, fantasy most of the time. Most of the time. So, optimism and acceptance. And then the third characteristic is resilience. Bouncing back from adversity, disappointment, and failure instead of giving up. As people, we are pretty resilient. Think what we all just went through over the last few years. We had this new thing called COVID 19. The medical community was familiar with COVID, but the average person was not. And it had never hit the way it hit. It took us out. It didn't let us leave our house. It made us cover our face. Lots of people lost their jobs. People lost their homes. People lost all sorts of things. People lost their lives because of COVID. Fast forward to where we are now, and the majority of us have picked up the pieces as best we can, and we're moving forward. We're back on our jobs. We're going back into the office. Some people still wear masks, some don't. We're making decisions, risk versus reward. We are resilient. A lot of people would be so afraid to leave their homes again, to be in a crowd again, whatever. These things affect us. But when you're resilient and keep going, it may have been such a traumatic experience for you, or you may have experienced so much loss that your life looks different now. But you're still living it. You're still getting up every day, putting one foot in front of the other and taking care of what you have to take care of. If you need a mask to feel safe, wear your mask and do what you need to do. You're resilient. You're accommodating yourself, and you're still doing the things that you need to do to move forward. That's a positive mindset. That's a growth mindset. This thing, as big as it is, this thing, as difficult as it is, will not stop me, will not break me. I'm still going to do what it is that I have to do. And I'm not going to just survive. I'm going to figure out how to thrive. We are thriving post COVID in a lot of ways. We've learned different ways to work and to relate. We learn value in people and those that we care about beyond what we ever knew before. COVID taught us a lot. We also learned our positions within these companies and our value. We learned our own personal value. We learned a lot. And bouncing back from something like that and putting one foot in front of the other and still doing what you need to do, resilience. So if you can grab hold of these three words and apply them to your life, you're going to improve your mindset. It will be more positive. You will be operating from a growth mindset. Show up optimistically. Believe that you deserve and are capable of whatever it is that you desire. Accept when things don't work out your way. Learn from those situations, adjust, and keep moving forward, and be resilient. Life is going to knock us down. It's a part of the human experience. We fall down, but we get up. And when we get up, if we really push ourselves back up and get back in it, we get up stronger, because we know now that we can be knocked down and we can get up. We know that we can move through difficulties. So those characteristics will keep you moving forward. They will keep developing that positive mindset. And that's the mindset that you need in order to overcome whatever life brings your way, good or bad. Because whether it's good or bad has a lot to do with our mindset. Remember, it's not about success versus failure. It's I'm either successful or I'm learning. A situation that did not work out as you planned is a learning opportunity. It's not a failure. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to beat yourself up over. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. And if you can remember that and get a better relationship with that part of life, the rest of your life will align up much more beautifully. You'll be a lot less stressed out and you'll move through those circumstances a lot better. And that's my hope for all of us, for myself and for you as well. So today, that's it for today. Today is Mindset Monday. We are well on our way of a new week. I am wishing you all the best. Again, I'm Cassandra Terry, your manifesting miracle maker. You can find me on all forms of social media. I'm here every day, Monday through Friday, for about 15-20 minutes. We have a live. Mondays, we talk about mindset. Tomorrow will be about change. It's Transformation Tuesday. Wednesday is about being intentional on Wake Up Wednesday. Thursday is about gratitude, Thankful Thursday. And we wrap up the weeks on Fridays with Focus Friday. We talk about focus and how getting it and maintaining it can help you catapult towards your goals and being successful. So, I've got a free online course to help with this mindset thing. It's called Transforming Your Inner Critic into Your Inner Advocate. If you guys are interested, it takes about 30 minutes to an hour to get through. It's a mini course just to introduce the concepts and to help you get used to my teaching training style. Shoot me your email. You can DM me your email address and I will get the course over to you. Love to hear your feedback. I think about 40 something people have taken it so far. I've got some good feedback. I've made a couple of adjustments because people gave me a couple of really good ideas, and that's how we all learn and grow. So take the course and then let me know what you think, and I will certainly adjust accordingly. But that's it for the day, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Enjoy your week, and remember your mindset. The voice within wins. All right. You guys have a great day, and we will talk again tomorrow, 7:15 a.m. Central for Transformation Tuesday. Thank you.